My name is Wambui and I am one of the co-founders of 902 Street. 902 Street started as an event idea that I wanted to be in a space where I could perform, not in Nairobi, not to deal with promoters and event organizers. And I wondered why not have something like the industry in art here in Kikuyu rather than having to hustle them in Nairobi. I'm born here, raised and bred, and there's potential. There's artists, because when you go to Nairobi you find, oh, I'm from Kikuyu, oh, I'm from near Kikuyu, oh, I'm from, then I wondered, why do we have to travel so far for such?
I can tell when you're speaking, I can tell when
I'd say 902 Street is a response to a need that was felt not just by myself but by Wambui, who is actually the originator of the name and the bigger idea for bringing together the people in Kikuyu who have an artistic bent, in order to bring them together to form that community, and then to see what it is that we're able to do from that place. First we form the community, and then we see the things that come out. Because you see, great things happen when people come together. And when people collaborate, when people learn from one another, when people experience things together, teach one another, and ultimately be friends. So 902 actually is born out of the code, the postcode of Kikuyu. Because Kikuyu has had very many people claiming codes, because we love talking about area codes. So people have called Kikuyu 105. Nobody has ever said 102, maybe because the matatus are not as awesome. But you see, 105 has been the logo that has been given to Kikuyu, whereas not many people have gone far enough to discover the actual code of Kikuyu, which is 00902. So now from the 902 was born now the idea of how do we first of all create an art center or a community of artists in Kikuyu. Do we have the artists? So now that was the first question. So when we asked ourselves that question, the next thing we did was to do a call for the artists. We formed a group and we sent the word out. If you know anybody who is an artist or somebody who loves art or somebody who would be interested in art, just ask them to come, let's meet somewhere on a certain date. We didn't even have the space at the time. We actually started meeting in restaurants. And first day 10 people came, second day the number kept growing, and we started having jam sessions on Saturdays. Music was born, music that had never been created before. Friendships were born, and collaborations happened. Then eventually in June of 2018 we got the space that we are currently at, which is above Post Bank in Kikuyu town. So after we got the space, more and more people have kept coming on, and we found that actually we were satisfying a need that was there, even though we did not know how big or how hungry the people were for that. So 902 Street was born out of the need, and at the same time, so I've explained the 902 part. The street was actually that we did not want to just go to those who are known. We wanted to scour and see what is on the streets, to keep our eye and our ears on the street, because that is where you find the most authentic expressions that have not been discovered. That's where you find also the raw talent that can be shaped and that can go very far. And actually from that initiative we've been able to discover some very, very amazing painters. We've also been able to discover some very amazing singers and vocalists, instrumentalists, rappers, spoken word artists and poets. We've also discovered writers and videographers, all in Kikuyu, and who have never actually known that they could actually come together to do something, or they didn't even know that they were all in the same industry. Because you see, with many other industries, you have lawyers have their own community. If it's LSK, engineers have their own community through the Association of Engineers or whatever body that is called, architects, etc. But when it comes to artists, they are the people who have the voice and the ability to bring community together, but yet themselves they don't exist in a community. So that's the first thing we wanted to do, to first of all create the community in order now from there to be able to call the community together through art.
Oya, sina rekodi. Break hii code please. Alafu nicheki mimi nikistand nikiwa real. Sita stand nitabaki hapa kama nimesit nikitema ama nikimove my lips. Skiza fungua sikio ukae straight ukae ukiwa rada bana. Jina mimi sina hiyo ndio mimi sitatumia na hii ni exposure ambayo sitatafuta sijui ni aje. Nimekula mandizi sana no wonder ulimi inateleza nikinena. Hii ni freestyle bana Mr. kudanganya. Ukweli hasa vile tu itanitoka wakati nali yenyewe ni mkali lakini tu bad brother unatisha kwani unatuchallenge hapa sini wasanii bado tuna standing strong tutakushtua brother.
When I was doing the first event, not even doing the first event, it was more like recruiting people, was when I used to host karaoke in Kikuyu town. So I met a bunch of artists around and I did something called Hip Hop Thursdays. And when I called people for that, there was like 50 artists who came and they were freestyling, doing poetry. And then October of 2017, I and Wangai did an event at a Kikuyu Country Club, and we had no list of performers. We actually did like an open mic event, and when you could get in, you'd be asked, are you an artist? If you're an artist, you're not paying, so you could get in and perform, as long as you came to perform as an artist. So that was the highlight, because it actually began this journey or this dream called 902 Street. The idea of it, the ideology behind it is to give platforms, to be able to connect the consumers to, you know, the guys that are selling what people need to hear or need to see. So 902 Street is based on that. So we're the middle guys. We're the guys who tell you kuna shamba, you know, we get the owners to meet the buyers.
Sana City, karibu kiti manzena, feel fit kesho saifa ina go down. Si unajua mimi ni yule msee, siwezi sahau street, nilianguka industry kali big, so nikipata na kama hapa 902, nagawia kila msee kadha wa kadha, inspiration ya king, kaka, mama na dipapa, kishada na mawaba.
My name is Joan, but everyone here knows me as Jojo. I am a crafter artistically. What I do in 902 Street, I am PR, I'm admin, and an events organizer. 902 has been amazing. My experience here has been phenomenal. I've learned, I've grown as an artist, as a creative too, as a content creator.
902 Street has become my family, and it has brought a sense of belonging, and it has helped me to avoid bad company. It has given me the opportunity to interact with various individuals such as lawyers and artists. I'm also an art enthusiast, so I've been able to interact with artists who we share our various styles of painting, drawing, and even performance.
I didn't know there are so many artists in Kikuyu. I think ni ile tunasemanga wako chini ya maji. I've grown socially, creativity, job-wise. You feel you have an art family that you didn't have out there when you're alone.
My name is Duncan Godho, but I'm mostly known as MC-Global. I'm an events MC and talent developer. My experience has been awesome. It's been an amazing 6 months being here, and I've gotten to grow. I've gotten to get to know more people, network more, and socialize with other artists. And let me say it's an awesome platform, because you get to realize who you are, especially in the entertainment industry. It's very hard kujua kenye unafaa kufanya na kwenye unafaa kuenda, in which way. So nimesaidika sana na nimejua all those things.
I've been in 902 Street for the last 1 year. I am a photographer, also a videographer. That's what I do at 902 Street. Apart from the connections you get with people, There's also the fact that you're able to grow what you have. 902 gives you a platform to nurture your talent. If it's artists, they have a place to draw and do what they do. For me as a photographer, I've been exposed to different challenges, I'd say, that have helped me grow as a photographer and also videographer.
How we recruit mostly, we allow people to come to the space and see the space, and then they tell us what they think the space can do for them. And if it's something that we're able to provide for them, then well and good. So for 902 Street, this is what I see. I see a village of artists. That's what I see. A space where there's opportunity, where we have come together as artists to create an industry that is setting standard for, you know, like the pricing of things, in terms like the pricing of the visual arts, artists that are able to know their legal rights and what it entailed in their intellectual property. People are able to organize and, you know, be organized as any other sector in the industry. Everything starts as a dream or as a thought or as an idea, and usually it is whispered into our mind, and sometimes it's crazy not to, it's crazy enough to not do it, but I think it's crazy enough to do it, because the moment you do it, it has so much potential, and you start seeing things that you didn't think. Because like when I was starting, I was alone, and then I met my co-founder Wangai, and then Jojo, and things started becoming even way bigger, because now I started seeing things in a different view. Because for me, I pictured a place that I'm able to do my spoken word, my music, my, you know, my poetry, my everything, and then coming up to a place where I'm meeting visual artists, photographers, and all that kind of stuff. So what I would say is, life is too short not to try this. You know, go ahead and do it. Trust me, it's worth trying.